This might sound totally unbelievable, but I can assure you that it is real. A 6-year-old boy shoots his teacher in a first grade classroom. Let me give you a rundown of what happened in this case. On January 8, 2023, a 6-year-old student shot and wounded a teacher at a Virginia school. So the teacher's name is Abby Zwerner, and the 6-year-old boy's name has been withheld because he's a minor. He's an extreme minor. It's very unusual for a 6-year-old to shoot anyone, much less even have a gun. So the incident occurred after an altercation between the student and the teacher in the first grade classroom. The student was taken into custody by police while the teacher was being closely monitored by doctors and shows signs of improvement, which is great. So here it is. Virginia law does not allow 6-year-olds to be tried as adults or committed to custody of the Department of Justice if found guilty. Experts who study gun violence said the shooting represents an extremely rare occurrence of a young child bringing a gun into school and wounding a teacher, with only one other instance of a student younger than that caused gunfire at a school, and that happened in 2013, where a 5-year-old student brought a gun into the Tennessee classroom and it was accidentally discharged, but nobody was hurt in that incident. In most cases, guns that end up in schools come from the home or from a friend's house or relative, making it the responsibility of the parents, relatives, or older siblings to make sure that every firearm is locked, secured, and accounted for. Let's check out a news video of this incident.
Well, there is breaking news out of Newport News, Virginia tonight. There was a terrifying shooting inside an elementary school that late this afternoon. A female teacher was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, and a student, we are just learning, 6 years old, was taken into custody after the shooting at Richneck Elementary.
The altercation was between a 6-year-old, the student who did have the firearm, and the teacher, and then a round was fired.
Just stunning to hear that. Police say the shooting was not accidental, and they are investigating where the young boy got that handgun.
I was trying to imagine a 6-year-old, and obviously a 6-year-old is a very young child, 6. I remember when I was 6, I really didn't know nothing about nothing, and I definitely wasn't walking around with any gun. And in this case, obviously, we can't really blame the 6-year-old because he's still a very impressionable young child. So the only people we can really blame is the adults who should have been supervising this child. And more than likely, the child got this gun from his home. So the parents are going to be scrutinized and probably charged, and they should be charged because they're supposed to be supervising their child. And if he's 6 years old and he's able to acquire a gun, put it in his bag, bring it into school, and he knows how to shoot the gun, that's just so crazy to even imagine. And he has an altercation with the teacher. Probably the teacher told him to do something he didn't want to do. He pulls out a gun and shoots his teacher. This story is really big right now, and for good reason. I mean, I saw the story and I was like, I just couldn't believe it. A 6-year-old. Wow. So this teacher, Abby Zwerner, she is 25 years old. And from all accounts, everyone says she's a great teacher and there wasn't any issues with her. Right now, guns are getting very prevalent. Some states are even allowing people to carry guns without even getting a license. So in the future, we're going to see a lot more incidents like this. There are going to be a lot more mass shootings in school. There are going to be a lot of incidents like this where we have very young kids carrying around guns. And the reason is that a lot of adults are not responsible. A lot of them. They're definitely not responsible enough to be carrying around a gun. A gun is a very dangerous instrument, and it can easily take someone's life. And I believe people who should really be carrying around guns are law enforcement and people from the army and people who are trained for this type of stuff. The average small Joe shouldn't be walking around with a gun, because every time you look around, somebody's getting killed, right? Whether it's domestic violence or some so-called crazy person, somebody is shooting somebody, somebody's killing somebody. Now that Republicans are wanting to make guns more legal, for more people and more accessible to more people, yet they're claiming that a lot of people are mentally ill. I would think that they would want less guns out there, but now they want more guns. Now, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm considering getting a gun myself. And the reason is so many people are going to be carrying around guns. I just want to have one just in case one of those people are crazy or one of those people attack me and I'm able to defend my family. That's it. I wish I wouldn't have to carry around a gun. I really don't want to. I don't even want to have it in my home. But eventually that's what I'm going to have to do. There were some other cases where there were other kids who got access to guns, and there were even cases where there were older kids in their teens who got access to the gun and actually take the gun and kill their own parents. Now, let me say this. The parents of this 6-year-old boy totally failed him because he's exposed to obvious violence, whether it's in the home, physical violence, or movies or video games. At 6 years old, he already knows how to carry a gun and shoot the gun and conceal it. And he got that much rage in him at 6 to get upset to pull out a gun and shoot at a teacher. That's just so unreal. But it is real because Abby is in the hospital. She's trying to recover. Hopefully she recovers. This is going to traumatize Abby for the rest of her life. I don't know if she could be a teacher after this. And it's also going to traumatize this 6-year-old boy. He's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life, and he's only 6. So his parents totally failed him. There's going to be a lot of incidents like this moving forward. So even though this incident is shocking, I'm telling you, in a couple of years, it won't be shocking anymore because of the laws being passed, and the governors of these states are allowing people to carry guns more openly and freely. So just about everyone is going to have a gun. And since humans are so fickle, there are going to be a lot of different altercations. People who was in altercations before will be getting into altercations because now they're going to be emboldened because they have a gun in their bag or on their hip or wherever. And a lot more people are going to be getting shot and killed. So that's it for this one. I will see y'all in the next one.